Welcome to episode 666.69. I guess we should have known, Coca. I had to change my blazer, change my shirt. You can go to Nothing Personal with David Samson YouTube channel because I put the other stuff crinkled up in a ball in the corner. But something was going to happen, and boy, did it ever. Word came out that Robert Sarver is selling the Phoenix Suns and the Mercury, his NBA and WNBA team. Hip, hip, hooray. It worked. LeBron James, you're the man. You got him to sell. Draymond Green, your podcast was the difference. You said, I want to see a vote of the owners, and the owners said, no chance, toilet pants. We're not voting. Chris Paul said, I don't want to play for this guy. But he had a one-year suspension, $10 million fine. On September 16th, I did a wait to see where I said Robert Sarver is not selling the Suns. But at the same time, I also said, to try to cover all of my bases, I said, if enough pebbles start falling down the mountain that turn into boulders that create an avalanche, there could be a scenario under which there is no coming back. And guess what? Avalanche alert. Robert Sarver created one of the great statements we've seen since the onset of Nothing Personal, and I don't say that lightly. Robert Sarver is selling the team, and this is what he said. Words that I deeply regret now overshadow nearly 2 decades of building organizations that brought people together through the unifying power of professional men's and women's basketball. That is the first bit of horse hockey in this statement. His organization was not unified in any way except, Coca, you know what we should do? Okay, ready? 4, 6, 9. The only thing that unified the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury organization was their hatred of Robert Sarver. So yes, he did do something to unify people. He then went the religious route. I like it when they go religious. As a man of faith, I believe in atonement. And the path to forgiveness. We forgive you, Robert. What are we forgiving you for? Do you think you did anything wrong? I'm just asking for a friend. When you use the N-word in recounting a story, do you still think that's okay to do? Or have you now had a sudden epiphany that they may not be right? When you talk to women in a way that makes them incredibly uncomfortable, are you just channeling your inner Danny Boy Snyder? And you think all's well because you've got power, wealth, fame, and a scraggly beard? Or do you now believe that what you did was wrong? As a man of faith, I believe in atonement and the path to forgiveness. I expected that the commissioner's one-year suspension would provide the time for me to focus, make amends, and remove my personal controversy. I've told you all so many times. Do you think Robert Sarver got a call from Adam Silver, and the call went like this? That's a knock on the door. This is when I play my ring, Coca, not when I do the knock on the door. Let me just see if I can do just a quick little something here when Adam Silver calls. So small irony, this is Schitt's Creek, is it? The series of inclusion. Robert, it's Adam. Hey, how you doing? So listen, we got to talk about what we're going to do here. I think we're going to look at about a year. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I think that's probably good, but I'm also going to have to, Robert, have you take a class. You're going to have to really work on yourself, get a little therapy, and I'm also taking 10 large. 10 large what? Would you like 10 large pieces of challah French toast? Would you like to go to that great deli that we all know and love in Scottsdale? No? $10 million. No. All right, that's fine. Will it go to charity? Do I get the write-off? Adam, I need the write-off for that. Okay. And a year, that's enough. We're okay with a year? That's how that happens. And then Robert Sarver, in a written statement released today, wants to teach us about cancel culture. In our current unforgiving climate, he wrote, it has become painfully clear when you're doing a statement and you're talking about things and you're talking about something that you did wrong and you're trying to step it back and try to explain why you're doing something you didn't want to do and how you're doing it by holding your nose, that's when you use painfully clear. Otherwise, it's just clear, right? It's become painfully clear that I've got to go pick up the kids. All right, you don't really want to do it, but you have no choice. I don't know why I use that as an example. That's sort of funny. I need to talk to my therapist about that one. I went right to picking up the kids. I never minded picking up the kids. I mean, I wouldn't retire from my job because I wanted to pick up the kids more. It has become painfully clear that this is no longer possible, meaning being forgiven. That whatever good I have done or could still do is outweighed by things I've said in the past. No, that's not how it works, actually. America loves a reclamation project, don't they? America Tiger Woods, right? You bring him down, shove him down when he gets attacked by a golf club on Ambien, having affairs with everyone under the sun, and then rise him up like a phoenix. We love stories like that here in America. When you don't own a sports team, can you still do good in the world? I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been out of sports now for 5 years, and the good that I used to do was good. The good that I can still do is good. Just because you don't own a sports team doesn't mean you can't be a good person anymore. It just means you may be out of the public eye. But do you think that people should act a certain way just because they're in the public eye? Or do you think they should act a certain way because that's the way you should act? Certainly. For those reasons, listen to what he said. It's almost impossible, Coca. If this weren't an official statement, I would say it's untrue. In our current unforgiving climate, it has become painfully clear that this is no longer possible. For those reasons, I am beginning the process of seeking buyers for the Suns and Mercury. Those are the reasons? Horse hockey number dos in the statement. The reason that you are selling the team has nothing to do with the fact that you're being canceled. The reason that you're selling the team has nothing to do with LeBron James or Chris Paul or Draymond Green. The reason you're selling the team is you got, wait for it, because here's what happened. Wait. Hello, this is Robert. Hey, it's Adam. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Good, Robert. Here's what's happening. We have a situation where I've been canvassing, and there's about 23 owners right now who are ready to force you to sell the team. Well, no, that can't be, Adam. I've already agreed to a 1-year suspension and $10 million fine. That's $10 million. Yeah, I know, but I'm not looking too good right now. People are very upset, thinking the punishment was too light. And I already put in the report. I had the independent investigator put in the report that there was no racial animus, and that's why you're not Donald Sterling. But it turns out that there was racial animus, wasn't there? It turns out that all those things you've done over a pattern of years, it was just too much. And the owners didn't want to force you to sell. But here's what happened. They looked at themselves in the mirror and said, wait a minute. I can differentiate my own conduct. I'm never going to do what he did. No one's going to come after my team if I go after his team. So I'm okay going after his team. Yeah, I'm going after his team. You think that didn't happen? Do you think Robert Sarver is the type of person that woke up yesterday morning, called his PR person, to the extent he even has one or listens to one, and said, excuse me, I think I'm going to sell. I've spoken to my state attorneys. I've spoken to my wife, my children. We've decided that we're not going to sign Deshaun Watson. We didn't make that decision. But I did decide that I can't sit out the year. It's too much. It's too big a distraction. Everyone's going to have to answer questions at training camp, and the season's going to start soon. I think the season starts in like a month or something. Coca and I were talking about that before episode 666. So I don't want to be that distraction. So I think now's the time. Negative. He got the phone call from Adam Silver that this train has sailed. Mixed metaphor. Did you really think from episode 666 that I didn't know that Help Me Rhonda was the Beach Boys? Who thought that? Now, I did think the Cleveland Browns had not won a game. That's true. But I definitely thought Help Me Rhonda was a Beach Boys song, but I was joking about the Beatles. So his statement isn't done because he finished with this. I don't want to be a distraction to these two teams and the fine people who work so hard to bring the joy and excitement of basketball to fans around the world. All right, easy does it, Robert. There are not a lot of fans of the Phoenix Suns walking around on the Champs-Elysees or in the Roppongi district. I'm just going to throw it out there, but I understand that you have aspirational goals of having them be a worldwide brand, but it's not quite yet. And on a side note, if you work with so many fine people, then why are you so downright rude and misogynistic toward them, if not downright racist? I'm just asking. But anyway, he works with fine people. I want what's best for these two organizations. Horse hockey number 3. Are we up to 3, Coca? Or are we up to 4? I want what's best for these two organizations. Here's the thought. Dear Rob, what's best for organizations when you're in charge is to treat people like they're human beings. That may be what's best for the organization. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just sort of think that's true. In the meantime, he finishes, I will continue to work on becoming a better person and continuing to support the community in meaningful ways. Not written in the statement is I'm going to have a tremendous tax bill when I sell this team. So I'm going to have to give a lot of money to charity because I'm going to want the write-offs. So I'm going to maybe put my name or put my family's name or maybe do it anonymously, but I'll be giving away a lot of money in the greater Phoenix metropolitan desert area. Thank you for continuing to root for the Suns and the Mercury, embracing the power that sports has to bring us together. The power? Do you mean the power of the player? Do you mean the power of the mob? Do you mean the power that combined to make you do something you didn't want to do? Or do you mean the power that can actually effectuate change, do good things, and be responsible corporate citizens? I wonder what power he's referring to. It's a bit of a dangling modifier. Thank you for continuing to root for the Suns and Mercury, embracing the power that sports has to bring us together. To have you sell the team. Episode 666.69 is over. Robert Sarver is about to do some business, and boy, is it personal.